Hello everyone, I'm Christina, and today we've got a lot to talk about because we've had some pretty crazy weather, some pretty crazy things happening, right? Okay, so I wanted to start off with the heat waves and the low temps. Specifically, we're having freezes in some places and then total heat waves and others that are, just beyond the heat and the cold that's supposed to be there this time of year in certain areas. In my area, Southeast Texas, we're used to being around 103, 105 this time of year, where it feels like 115. But that's not what's happened this year. This year, I've been noticing temperatures really not over 97 in my area, which is just north of Houston, North Houston area. And right now it's July, and our low temperatures at night are like 71, 73 degrees across the whole week. And that is not really normal at all for us either. I did talk to my dad, who still lives, on the coast where I grew up, if he was also feeling that dome of moisture, and he said yes. So it's definitely not just me. My area is south there too. I got to ask him, got to hang out with my dad right before the 4th of July weekend. It was pretty awesome. So I'm pretty happy about that. Moving on, back to business, right? So we're having problems with lightning and thunderstorms, like extreme lightning across the world. Major thunderstorms. We had one come through here just last night. The wind was so wild. We had a thunderstorm alert warning come over the airwaves, talking about we might have 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts. At some point, my daughter and I are looking out the window, and you can see the rain in sheets going sideways. It's like, and there was thunder that was so hard and so loud that it sounded like a cannon going off, a real cannon. It was like boom. So, but that was stuff that I talked to you about that we should be expecting, right? And we are. Okay. The hailstorms are, even just since I talked about it, they're continuing their mass destruction, just tearing up everything, and I do expect those to get bigger, the wind to get stronger, thunderstorms to continue, floods, which interesting is what I could have sworn I studied growing up in church was, there'd be floods in some places, droughts in others, just that the seasons would be out of season, basically, and it's not right, and that's basically what we're seeing. But what's interesting about all of this is that we're seeing a mass population movement. Whereas before a year ago or so, we were dealing with refugees starting then politically, and then we've got a refugee crisis coming from the Latino countries south of us. Those are war, gang related, issues from their country they're trying to flee. But there are different types of evacuations that have been going on that are more and more climate change related, such as Hawaii, okay, and more recently, Japan just had over 100 something thousand people evacuated, right? So it's not like I'm gonna go naming everything, but if you just kind of open your eyes, you'll see that's probably going to happen more and more. And as we also talked about the rising food prices, and Ice Age Farmer, he's so good at what he does, it scares me. Okay, I'm serious. He's on top of these crop losses, and they are extreme and widespread. Okay, so any of you that took the warning ahead of time to start your own gardening, that was a wise thing to do. And what I've noticed in mine is that the fall seeds that I planted just to see if they would come up, You know, some of them I threw in there about a month ago and nothing happened. I mean, nothing. I was like, okay, they're not going to do nothing. Then I threw some in there more recently, a different type. I'd thrown in coriander seeds, and more recently I threw in like a winter lettuce mix, right? And they all started coming up at the same time within the last day. Like within the last 24 hours, I do feel that the temperatures are just cooler. We're not running our air as much here the last couple of days. So that's really strange. I'm already wondering if the winter is already on its way. But I did want to get to a couple of things. First of all, I wanted to talk about those cities sinking that have been sinking around the world. There have been cities just sinking around the world. And that was before the seriousness of this climate change, was really becoming known, right? We already had these articles that were pretty much everywhere, and it said the top 10 major cities that are sinking are Jakarta, Indonesia, Manila, Philippines, Ho Chi Minh City, which is Saigon, Vietnam, New Orleans, Louisiana, Bangkok, Thailand, Osaka, Japan, Dhaka, Bangladesh, Shanghai, China, Venice, Italy, and Alexandria, Egypt. Okay. Now, what might surprise you, or might not, we've got Houston's been sinking for a while. And if you look into any Google, city of Houston sinking, you'll see that there's been articles for years talking about Houston sinking, losing ground. And it really, we had like a major sinkhole in, what was it, Dayzetta a few years back. I remember that. But one of the interesting articles was that Hurricane Harvey actually sank the city of Houston a couple of centimeters, which totally made sense to me because we had about 85 million gallons of water on our city. And at 8 pounds per gallon, you can imagine there was some pretty serious weight there, right? Now, some of what we're experiencing obviously is from these volcanoes going off, but something was bothering these volcanoes, and it's not just a weakened magnetosphere, something weakened our magnetosphere. So I've been telling my viewers to be watching for red films on your cars, things like that. Well, just recently Russia had red rain. That's right, blood red rain. So that to me really that's no little thing. We are experiencing that extreme lightning across the board, which was something that I did expect to happen, okay? But that in no way takes away from all the charged particles that are up there right now. So you're seeing those sprites. And then lastly, we have another storm they're trying to name Beryl that is going to do the same exact thing that the last one they tried to name Beryl is going to do. It's expected to dissipate. And it's not that the water isn't warm enough to attract them. It's just our atmosphere is cooler in some ways because these volcanic ash and gases are reflecting a lot of the sunlight. So that's all I wanted to really talk about today is that, we've got that blood moon coming up, but it just doesn't seem like anything ever happens. It's just always a sign. So I'm not expecting the end of the world to start. I'm definitely not expecting rapture. It's the sign of something, I'm sure, but I'm not going to sell everything I have right now. I'm sure there's more to come. I will talk to all of you soon. God bless you all. Bye.